Good evening, Shriyansh. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm good, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Am I audible to you? Because your voice is coming very less. Am I audible to you, Shriyansh? Shriyansh, am I audible to you? Because your voice is not coming to me. The volume. Okay, okay, Shriyansh. Shriyansh, at least you can then turn on your video. Shriyansh, turn on your video. Neha, am I audible to you? Okay, Shriyansh, I think you have connected with the other device, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Neha, good evening. Turn on your video. Okay, Shriyansh, Nishika, and Neha. Neha, I can't hear actually like anything from your side. Turn on the video now, Nishika, Neha. So, we will be starting to, I think, yeah, before that, before starting something else, I think you might be waiting for the results, right? That day, right, Nishika, Neha, and Shriyansh? You might be waiting that day for the result. But knowingly, I did not posted it. And actually, those who are winner, two children are winner out of those four. So those are winners actually will be getting the certificate. So that is the reason I have not posted there. So once the certificates are ready, I will be posting those certificates and with the name. Okay. So my camera and video is not working. Okay, Nishika. Okay. So now we will be starting everything from the first onwards. So I don't want children you to turn off the video in any case. If you have any problem with the video or the mic, please, log in using some other device in that case. Okay, but don't turn off the videos and all. Okay. Now I will be starting from the chapter one. What is the name of the chapter one?
Components of food, ma'am.
Components of food. Okay, in your NCRT book, I think you have the two different chapters. One is by the name food, where does it come from? And the second one is by the name components of food. But when we talk about the Olympiads, when we talk about, higher grades and all, that chapter will be counted as one chapter only, which is called as the components of food or the sources of food. Okay, so same name are there, components of food, sources of food, which include everything about, the food, ingredients, the germination process, and the other process of it. Okay, now I think you are going to school, right? After coming to the school immediately, what you are doing?
Ma'am,
After
ma'am, we are taking off our clothes and like fresh up, ma'am.
but sometimes it might happen, right, Neha? Like when you enter your home, you will be actually getting the some of the fragrance. Like if it is your favorite food, you will be getting the fragrance, and you will be like,
Yes, ma'am.
I will be changing my clothes later. I want that particular food item to eat. So this is what
Yes, ma'am.
actually happened to me, and now I am cooking by myself, so it does not happen. So, but when I was small in the school, this used to be happen when I enter in my home and I will be actually fragranting the smell of the food which I like. I will be not washing my hands. I will not be taking off my clothes and all. But I wanted to eat that first, and then I'll be doing the remaining thing. Or else, what I'll be doing is I will be asking my mother to get ready with the food to serve it, and if then and there I'll be getting ready also. So that is what makes you excited, right? Your favorite food. So be it the vegetarian, be it the non-vegetarian, be it any variety of the food. But yeah, we all have something or the other thing, right? And once we get it, what happened to us then? How we feel? How we feel then in that case once we get the food? I can't hear you, Neha. You're saying something, I guess. Huh? No, Neha, your voice is not coming actually. Check your system or something. So what happened immediately when we eat that food, we will be getting the energy, right? We will be, so happy and so powerful, joyful we will be, and then we start doing our work happily. But at the same time, if you don't like the food, which is like not our favorite one, then do we do follow the same thing? That so excited we will be? No, right? So depending upon the food, but actually the food which is not delicious is actually the nutritious. Am I correct, children? The food which is not delicious will be the nutritious, and the food which is delicious is not the nutritious. For example, pizza. Pizza, though it is delicious, is it nutritious? No, right? So this question is very
No, ma'am.
important, that the some of the food items, though they do not taste good, but they are very nutritious. So what you should mention is about the nutrients, because such kind of the food contains what they contains a nutrient in them, and that is what it becomes nutritious. Whereas when we take the example of the pizza, it has a lot of the other maidas and all the fermentation process also happens. Do you know what is fermentation?
Ma'am, like processed food.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Fermentation is very important. I'll tell you what it is. Fermentation is a process where you might have seen. Are your mother making bhaturas at home? Bhatura. Okay. Shrant is saying yes. Neha, at your home, Nishika, in your home, bhatura they will be making with maida. No. Okay, Neha. Neha, they will be making the idlis.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Right? So for making the idli, what they are doing, they are making the dough and they're keeping it for overnight, right? So by keeping it overnight, or maybe in the case of bhatura, they will be adding the curd, or they will be adding some sodas and all in that, right? Or they will be adding the eno also. Sometimes you might have seen. So what happened? Those kind of the compound or the substance or the organism will actually make that particular dough fluffy, right? So that is why when you get the idli, how they are? They are very soft, right? They're very fluffy. You can, just fluff them. So that is the process called as fermentation. So in the process of the fermentation, any kind of the dough, whatever we have, it starts fermenting. It means it starts releasing the CO2 gas. And when it starts releasing the CO2 gas, automatically it becomes fluffy. Understood. So this is also very important question for your Olympiad and all. Fermentation, what it is. And if they ask an example is the yeast, yeast. Have you ever heard this word yeast, yeast? Where you have heard that?
Ma'am, ma'am, while making some breads, ma'am, we'll use yeast.
Very good, Shriyansh. Yes, while making the bread, they will be using the yeast. Now you might have seen on the bread, they will not be flat, right? On the bread, there will be small pores will be there. Am I correct? Now those pores are because of the yeast only. So as soon as they will be adding that yeast there in that dough, automatically the yeast, what they do, they will be releasing the carbon dioxide gas. And the moment when they release the carbon dioxide gas, the bread gets the hole all over the bread. Understood that why the breads have the hole? The small pores will be there. Clear? So that is what the yeast they will be doing. Then making alcohol also. To make the alcohol, they will be using the yeast. To make the vinegar, they will be using the yeast. So yeast plays a very, very important role. Okay. So that is what, like, the food, whatever fits us, whatever is healthy, that is what, like, substance we call as a food. Now, any food, like, be it our favorite, be it not our favorite, for making it, what do we need? We need something, right? We need some particular food item. What they are called as?
Ingredients.
Ingredients. So they are called as ingredients. Now, with the help of those ingredients, what they are doing, they are mixing it together in a proper proportion or the proper appropriate portion, and then they are cooking it, right? Be it for by drying, be it by roasting, be it by boiling, be it by frying it or something else, like whatever process they wanted to follow, they will be following it, correct? And then only you will be getting the ready made, like once they make it. Otherwise, if I say that Neha, you have to, if you want to eat the pizza, you have to eat maida, then you have to eat chili, then you have to eat paneer, then you have to eat tomato, then onion, and then you will be getting the pizza here. Is it so? No, right? So nothing like that. We cannot do because it is the uncooked food basically. That is why it is basically very, very important that whatever food we have to prepare, it has to actually use the ingredient, and those ingredients, if we want them to get cooked, they have to mix up together. Like for any curry, if you are at a home, paneer curry, shahi paneer, kadai paneer, or any other vegetable gravy also, sambar also, what they are doing, they are mixing all the raw materials and then they are heating it on the flame, right? And then only you are getting the taste of it. But if I ask you to eat all the raw things, will you be getting the sambar taste? No, right? So that is what these ingredients are very, very useful, not only for making that particular food item, but also to enhance the flavor of it, right? The taste of it. So when we do that with the help of ingredients, we will be getting the taste and also we will be getting the, you know, uh, good thing out of it. So that is what the food will be helping and the ingredients will be helping for it. Now you tell me, are the ingredients common for all the gravies? No.
No, ma'am.
Is it common for all the, if I ask you to make the mushroom gravy and then if I ask you to make maybe a paneer gravy or if I ask you to make the bitter gourd gravy, the ingredients will be same? All the
No, ma'am.
ingredients? No.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, but certainly some of the ingredients, especially when it comes to the spices, they remain the same, right? Only one or two spices will be changing. Otherwise, it remains the same, right? Shreyansh, do you know how to cook food?
Ma'am, like I can cook like tea, omelette, like that.
Okay. Neha, do you know how to cook? Okay. Okay, only tea. So then I will be coming for the tea parties when at your home. Okay. So, and I know to cook everything. So you can come to my home anytime and you will not be going empty stomach. I know how to cook delicious food, because I'm a very foodie person. So as I'm foodie person, so I should know to cook, right? So okay. So that is what the foods will be, right? They will be helping us a lot, not only to give us the energy, but also for the growth. Now, see, like you both are wearing the specs. Now, do you know what is the reason for that? Your eyes are not so strong, right? The muscles which are present in the eyes are not so strong. What is the reason for that?
Ma'am, because of screen time, because of
The
the
screen time. Yeah, correct. Apart from the screen time, what can be the other reason? Very good, Neha. See, lack of vitamin A. So, since your body does not have the appropriate amount of the vitamin A, that is the reason that this problem is coming. So, right now also, you can remove that problem from your body. So, always make sure that in a day you should have the vitamin A in your body. Be you like it or be you do not like it. That is the secondary thing. But you should actually, think about your health, about your body. So eat ample of the vitamin A, very, very, very important. Not only for the eyes, for your skin also, because
ma'am
vitamin A will
juices.
be
Ma'am, juices
juices. Yes,
contain.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. You have to actually, add on in your diet and all. So sometimes I also feel like, my eyes are straining. Because that is why, because almost, I think, out of 24 into 7, 20 hours, I am into the screen only. So that's the reason my eyes also strain. So what do I do? Basically, I will also be, going for the juices and all. But like this, I will be taking because I don't like much of the juices and all. Right? So they will be helping us for the growth. They will be helping for the development. Your height is very important, right? You might have heard about the adolescence. Do you know about adolescence, what it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So it's a age where you have entered. I think you might be 11 now, right? Both of you, Rishika, 11, I guess, right? So in the case of this, what happened? In the case of the adolescence, when you enter into the 11th age or the 12th age, what happened? A sudden body changes will be there, right? So you might feel like, sometimes you feel like to cry, sometimes you feel like unnecessary smiling and all. Then sometimes you feel like, mama is saying something, then you get so angry, right? Papa is saying, no, Papa will not say anything, I think, most of the time, right? So you will be the Papa's favorite. Right? So these changes will start happening in your body during this time, actually, right? So this age is called as a teen age, where in your body certain amount of the chemical substance will start producing, which we call them as a hormone. Okay, they are called as a hormone. So these hormones are responsible for the changing. So like, maybe, most of the time Shriyansh will be going for watching the movies and all, right? So while watching the horror movie, what do you feel? You feel scared, right? So that is not Shriyansh is doing that. That is because the hormone is there in our body which make us to do that. Okay, that hormone is called as adrenaline hormone. Sometimes it happens like, Neha likes Manisha a lot, but sometimes Manisha shouted on Neha. Then what happened in that case? Neha will be, right. So that is because of, not because Neha wanted to actually behave like that. It is because the hormone is there in her body which is making to do like that. Okay. So once you are thorough with this age, like, when you reach to almost 18, 19, your teenage will get completed, and you will have, so many changes in your body, be it the positive, be it the negative. It depends upon you actually, what you accepted. Okay. And during this age, mark my words, children, very, very important it is. During this age, you should all only eat the healthy food. Because when you eat the healthy food during this age, be it the vegetable, green vegetable, be it the fruits, be it the juices and all, anything, like, eat healthy. That will help you after 19 years. That will decide your height, that will decide your strength, that will decide your power, everything that will be decided, right?
Because
So
after your age, ma'am, the hormones will stop, ma'am. And that time, ma'am, if we take vitamins also, that will be not much useful, ma'am.
very good, Shreyansh. Like, that's correct, actually. No, that we call a supplement in that case. So what happened after certain age? Like, I am 32 years now. So now, like, see, as a teacher, I am there to tell about you, like, all those teenage, what you should eat, what you should not eat, right? But during my time, there was no one to tell you. And the parents also, they don't care much actually during that time. But now they are very much particular, right? Your mother, father, they will be telling you all those things. But during our time, neither the teacher were telling us, nor our parents, they do not know much about all those things. And so what happened, I did not had actually during that time the healthy food. So now I feel like, my body feels like just to sleep, not to do anything. So it is because unhealthy food I had in my body a lot, which, creates a problem. Then I will have the backbone problem will be there. I will have the severe ache and all. So if we really want that these kind of the things or troubles should not be there in our body, so, the way you sit also, decide it. Like, you should not sit like this. You should be always like this with your shoulders up. So what happens when your shoulders are up? Then in that case, automatically your height will go up. Fine, but when you are loosen yourself, when your body is loosen enough, then in that case, what happens? The cells will not grow straight; they will go down. Actually, that is why you might have seen some of the person. They will not be moving like this; they will be moving like this. They will be bending and they will be moving. So when you walk, make sure that the posture is straight, and when you sit, your posture should be straight. But generally, what happens when we are writing? We will be writing initially like this, but slowly, right? Slowly and gradually we will be moving to down of a copy. So that is the habit actually you as a teenage you should have it, that you should not with this kind of the thing, with this going down and then bending and then walking, bending and sitting. Don't do that. Have a proper rest at the chair. right? And then you have to set it. Drink ample of water, which is very, very important. Otherwise, soon you will start to get acne and pimple on the face. And who does not, everybody, I think, be it me, be it Neha, be it Nishika, be it Shriyansh, everybody like to look good, right? In that case, if the pimples or the acne will come, then you will be like, what is this? Why it is coming now? I look ugly by that, right? This happens. Like, see, this happens. I am nothing talking like new, right? This happens as a human, right? We will be thinking, why it is coming? And I am 32. Still, I am thinking the same thing. If it comes on my face, so why it is coming? It should not come, right? Then your whole focus will be, on that pimple or the acne only. So if you don't want that, you should not get it. Start drinking ample of water. Always when you are, into your classes and all, after every 10 to 15 minutes, have a sip of it. So that what happens? Your body have, the pure impurities and all that will get washed away easily. So that is why it is important to drink, the water after every 15 to 20 minutes, not, one glass or two glass, but yes, a sip of it is important. Okay. So that is how the food will be helping for the growth, for repairing. One more thing. What do you mean by the repairing of the cells? What do you mean by cells? Any idea about cells, Neha, Nishika, and Shriyansh? Nishika, you can write in the chat actually. Yeah. No idea? Should I tell you then what is cell? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So very, very, very important. This is cells actually, because in the grade seventh onwards, you have a huge topic related to this. Okay. So cells. If I give you maybe one chalk, okay, if I'm giving you one chalk and I'm asking you that Neha, Nishika, and Shriyansh, you have to beat that chalk to that extent that now further you cannot beat it. Okay, if I'm asking you that this is the chalk piece, you have to break it to the last point. What do you mean by last point? A point where further you cannot break it. Understood? So now what happened? That last point or the last particle of the chalk, what you get is basically the atoms, or we can say the cell. Okay. Now, when that one last particle, if I'm combining all the other particles with that, so again, will I get the chalk? I will get it, right? Same way, now in what happened, if we want the formation of the body, like how I am being created, how Neha is being created. So that is because of these cells only. So that is why the fundamental unit of life, like, if anyone has to come on the earth, that can only come through the cell. So there will be cells where mother and father, or maybe the male and female, then when when they are having the fertilization, during that time they will be forming the cell. Fine. And that cell, slowly and gradually, what they do, they divide it. Okay. Now when they divide it, why they have to divide? First of all, they will be dividing so as the formation of the whole body can happen. So you might have heard, right? A pregnant lady will be taking somewhere 9 months, right? So the complete duration will be the 9 months. So what happened during that 9 month of journey? So starting 3 months will be something happening, right? The next 3 months there will be development of the organ of the baby. So that is what the division of cell will be there. So when the cell is dividing during that time, the hand of the child, the eyes of the child, the hair of the child, the proper organs and all, slowly and gradually they will start developing. And after some time, maybe around some 7 or 8 months, the complete baby will be formed in the mother's body, and then ultimately the child will be coming out. So that is how from one cell, there will be trillions of cells in the child. Now I also have trillions of cells. Neha also has trillions of cells. So we all have trillions of cells. So that is how cells plays a very, very important role. So if any living organism, we want to create it. For that, what is the basic need? Cell. So with that one cell, the division will be occurring and the whole body can be formed. Then the same way in the plant also, if any plant has to be formed, that cell should be there, then only they can form it. If any animal is there, be it the cat, be it the rat, be it the dog, they should also have the cell. With the help of the cells only, the division will be happening and then they can be formed. But
I
if no
heard,
cells,
I
hmm,
heard somewhere mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
which is true actually. So what happened in the cells? Basically, we do not have only cell. Inside the cell, there are the different component also as like the mitochondria. So whatever food you are eating, Neha is eating, Shriyansh and Nishika, they are eating. What happened? It goes into the cell, and in the cell, they will get stored in the mitochondria. So as like if your mother and father they are giving you some kind of money, or maybe your relatives will come and sometimes they'll give you money, right? What you will do? Will you give it to parents?
We'll save it, ma'am.
Will save it, right? So you will be saving it in a piggy bank, or maybe you will have some secret place to save it, right? Same way, whatever food we eat, that has the place called as the mitochondria in our cell. So there, all the energy will be relaxing and storing. But now, what happened? Manisha ma'am is very, very, harsh. So she has given you the homework. So what you should do? You should use your energy to do it, right? So that is how you are getting the energy to do the work. If you want to go and play, so there also from the mitochondria, the body will be using the cells and then you will be able to do the activity. Clear? So that is how the cell will be helping for the growth and development. So from one cell, they will be dividing, they will be forming 100, 10, 100,000, all those things they will be forming. Now, what happened when we eat the food? The food has a different types of the nutrient, right? So this cells, as we are growing up, these cells are different types. Like you have heard about the RBC, red blood cells, right? Have you ever heard, right? Red blood cells you have, white blood cells you have, then you have the fat cells also. So different types of cells we have in our body. Now, what happens? Some of these cells, after some time, they get old or they get damaged. In that case, our body have to repair them. So what they will be doing through this food, automatically they will get repairmen, right? So if something happened to the car, if something happened to your PC, if something happened to any machinery, what your parents will be doing? They will be taking it to the mechanic and they will be repairing, right? Same way, we will not be taking our body to anyone. Our body will be taking, that is what we are giving the food to them, the healthy food to them. So the more healthy food you will be giving to the body, the more you will be in the relaxed position. So that is why it is important to have the healthy food so that the repairment of the cells, whatever the cells which are old, they can be repaired easily. Correct? Then the next thing, why we should have the food, it is for the protection. So to protect the body from various diseases, right? During the COVID time, what happened? So many different diseases we were getting, COVID-19. It was initially one person, two-person, three-person, then all over the globe it was spreaded, right? We all were in the home. We do not like it much, but yeah, we were there in the home, right? So if then I think you might have also got, the vaccination for it, right? COVID-19. So do you know why you have got that vaccination? What is the reason for giving the vaccination?
Ma'am, the chemicals present in it, ma'am, the help us to like it means, ma'am, it is a type where corona, if it comes to our body, it cannot infect us, ma'am, because the chemicals kill the cells of the corona, ma'am.
Okay, that's good actually, Shian. So you're almost correct, right? So what happened? Whatever the vaccination we are taking, be it the vaccination for the COVID-19, be it the vaccination for polio, be it the vaccination of the measles or any other disease also. The reason why the vaccinations are being given when we are small, or maybe any other diseases which are coming now, it is so that whenever that particular kind of the microbe they enter into your body will have already the antibodies. Okay, there is a word called as antibodies. It means they are the protein molecules. What they will be doing, they will be fighting against them back. Okay, now if any, like for example, if the polio is there, okay, if the polio is there, now polio actually happens because of the virus. Now if I have taken the vaccination for the polio, now what happens? The next moment when I get the virus of the polio, will my body will be getting the infection? No, right? Because already in my body, who are there? The antibodies are there. What they will be doing, they will be fighting. So it is like, in your school you have your friends, right? You will have very close friends. Now, what happened? You had a small fight with some other person, right? So before you, who will be standing? Your friends will be standing. That why you are saying this thing to my friends, right? They will be standing before you. Same way, when these viruses they enter in our body, before going deep into our body, there will be the antibodies who will be fighting against them and they remove them out of the body. Okay, that is why the vaccinations are given so that, and how it happens, it happens because in our body we have the memory cells. Okay, the cells which keep them as a memory, and whenever, maybe in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, they will have very sharp memory cells which will recognize it, that yes, I have to fight against it. So through that memory cells they will start fighting against it and they kill them. Clear? So that is why it is like, important to have the vaccination, so that protect the body from the various different diseases. Clear? Neha, Shriyansh and Nishika, clear? Okay, coming to the source now. What are the two different sources of the food?
Plant source or animal source?
Okay, now from you three, I just wanted to, get it the third source. Go and get the third source from your home. Is the third source? Neha, turn on your video. Is there any third source? No third source. Though I know in the book, in no books are given, it is given that there is third source. I know that. But think, which can be third source? Which is neither the plant source, which is neither the animal source.
Water.
Exactly. The water. Right? The water is also the source. From where we are getting it? From the sea, oceans, and all, right? Though generally in the book it is given everywhere, which is true, the plant and the animal source, because we are relying on them. But don't are we not relying on the water? We are actually, right? So we are not getting that from the plants, we are not getting them from the animals, but yeah, we are getting them from a different source, which is the sea or the oceans. So though in your book it is given as two source, so I think in the exam also you should write two source. But generally the water is also considered as a main source. So maybe not now in your book it is there, but maybe after some years they will add it, okay, to your books, where the water will be actually counted as a third source, which we get it from the sea or the oceans. Okay, and then it reaches to our home and all. Correct? So as the plants are important, as the animals are important, the same way the water is also important, right? Equally for washing, for cleaning, for bathing, for cooking, in fact. So if the plants are not getting the water, they cannot survive. If the animals are not getting the water, they cannot survive. So who is the most important source now? Water. But actually in our book, they are only the plants and the animals, right? Which are the main source. So no worries, we'll see in the future if anyone is going to change the book. So, but yes, they are important. So talking about the plant as a source, there are the different varieties of it. Like you have the cereal crops, right? The vegetables you have, the fruits you have. So what all things you include in this? And have you ever heard the word legumes? Legumes, have you ever heard the word legumes? What are they?
Sprouts.
Sprouts. Okay, any other thing? Leguminous plants. Either of these words have you ever heard? Leguminous plants, legumes.
Somewhere I have heard legumes, ma'am, but I cannot
Okay.
remember the.
Okay, I'll tell you. Leguminous plants or the legumes, they are the plants which are rich in nitrogen basically. So what happened in them? The nitrogen is present in high amount. Like you have the rajma, right? Kidney beans, you have soya beans, they're rich in actually in that. Then pigeon pea you have, the dal you have. So all these things, then you have the pea also, mutter, we call as mutter, beans also. So they are what they're rich in the proteins, and also they are rich in the nitrogen, and that is why they are called as a leguminous plant. Now, the quality of leguminous plant is that they can actually get the other plants associated with them so that they can grow together, because other plants they will not have much amount of the nitrogen, right? So that is why they will be surviving on the others. So whom they will be surviving, if they get the leguminous plant around them, they will be easily growing at a faster rate. So that is how they will be helping the plants to grow, and also the bacteria actually. So you might have heard, like, there are some bacteria which cannot take the nitrogen directly. So what they will be doing, they will be going to the roots of the leguminous plant. Now, why they have to go to the roots of the leguminous plant? Because they have the nitrogen there, right? So these bacteria, they will go there to the leguminous plant roots and they will start breaking themselves down and they will convert into the compounds, and then they will go upright to the plant, which help in them in the formation of the fruits and vegetables. So that is how you will be getting them. Okay, so that is how the leguminous plants will be. Apart from that, you have the vegetables, you have the fruits, then you have the sugar also. From the sugar cane, you will be getting it. Then, what else can be included in the plant as a source? Oil. Can we include oil?
Yes, ma'am. Seeds.
Spices, correct? So spices also. And what about tea and coffee? Can we include that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So tea and coffee are called as what kind of the source? A common word for them? Starting with the B. B letter, B. B for boy letter. Very good. Beverages, okay? So tea and coffee are what? They are the beverages. Okay, so these are the different varieties of the plant as a source. Now, coming to the sprouts as mentioned by Neha, are they healthy? Healthy to eat? Or they are very healthy to eat?
They are healthy. They are healthy,
They are
ma'am.
Yeah, actually, they are very healthy to eat. And two types we have basically. One is either we can eat them raw, but raw does not mean without without keeping in the water you are eating them as such. No, what we should do it, we have to take the sprout seeds and then we have to keep them in the water for some hours, at least for overnight, and then next day whatever extra water is there you can remove and then you can have them. That is the first way. Second way, some of the people, what they are doing, they are boiling or they are frying and then eating it. But as you know it, when we fry something, the nutrition of that get reduced, right? Or it get very low down. So that is why it is suggested that if you are eating the sprouts, you should not cook them and eat. You should soak them overnight and the next day you can eat them as such. But it does not taste actually good.
And that's why if, we like elders will tell not to eat fried things, ma'am, much because
Correct.
they'll not have such nutrients, ma'am.
Correct, correct. That's what actually, but we people, what we are doing, who is listening to all those things, correct? Right? But we should actually, now see, today I told you that you should drink ample of water. Now you are saying yes, 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 after the class. Oh, let Manisha ma'am speak whatever she is speaking. Is it so? I think you will not do that because you are my good children. So you will not do that. Right? So eat healthy food. That is very, very important. See, there can be a cheat day also. Out of 7 days, 6 days you can eat healthy food, and one day you can make a cheat day where you can have the cheating. Any kind of food you can have. Okay? So that you can have it. Okay. Then have you ever heard the word caffeine? Where it is present?
Ma'am, in coffee.
Only in the coffee?
No, I'm not in only coffee.
In the tea also we have actually, like,
Yes, I
that is why, I am also actually, coffee or tea lover. Anytime, anytime. If you say, no, ma'am, I'm offering the tea, I'm offering the coffee. I'll say, okay, Neha, I can drink with you. Then next 5 minutes, if Shreyansh is saying, ma'am, I have prepared tea for you. Please try it. I'll say, okay, Shreyansh, I'll have it. Then third time, I will make it and I'll say, okay, so come, let's we have together. So anytime I can have it. So such kind of person I am. So tea and the coffee, they are actually not good for the health. But what happened? They have a substance in them called as the caffeine, which actually stimulates, our mind. Which, like, I think, like, if you feel sleepy, if I feel sleepy, if I drink tea, I get energetic. It is because of that caffeine, which is actually not doing anything but making our sleep to go away. So that is why people, those who
Ma'am,
work, can.
I saw one video about it, ma'am. When we
Hmm,
consume caffeine, ma'am, the our brains, I'm not sure, some cells will be there which will be not having energy, ma'am. Caffeine will give us that energy for temporary time, ma'am, not permanent.
correct. temporary time, and that is actually, what happens? Illusion. Do you know what is illusion? Correct. Same way it happens. Like I am drinking tea, nothing will happen, but I'll start illuminating myself that, oh, this is happening. I will not feel sleepy. I can now work. But nothing is happening like that. It is just the illusion what our brain will be creating. So it's like a cheating, it's happening with us. So that is what, like, tea and coffee not good, but certainly as I have started drinking it maybe when I was in the college time, now I'm habitual of it. I cannot stop drinking it. So you should not have actually that thing, tea and coffee, we should not. And also you might have heard about the dark chocolates.
Ma'am?
So dark chocolates. So if you eat the dark chocolates, they will be actually, some will be saying that they increase your IQ, the brain will start working much, and then they will be giving you the energy also to do the work.
That is
So I think in
thinking,
that
ma'am. Just
no,
thinking.
in that case, I think in that case, Shreyansh, I think daily we should, eat only chocolates only, dark chocolates. Right? So, see, it might be. See, I cannot say completely no. It might work, but not in every case, see. Not in every case. It depends upon the body also, because my body is different, your body is different, Shreyansh, Nishika's body, they are different, right? So it depends upon body to body, how it is working, and depending upon the functioning of it, all these things can be,
I heard
taken
some,
care of.
ma'am, I
Mm.
heard somewhere drinking a lot of tea, ma'am, can like damage our lungs also, ma'am, sometimes. Ma'am, not for you, ma'am. Like small children, ma'am, not adults. Adults, after adults, they'll get habituated it. But when we do it, ma'am, it is not good, ma'am, because our body is still growing in stage, ma'am.
See, now Shriyansh is giving me the lesson that, ma'am, you should not actually. I know I should not, but I'll try, Shriyansh. Like, I'll try not to drink it. But yes, that's true that, when the kids are small in their body, the cells are developing, right? But
Ma'am,
in my body now, cells are being developed. So nothing much is going to get affected. But as a small kid or the infant, their body is actually growing day by day, day by day, day by day. And if they start getting this caffeine into the body, it will have the harmful effect definitely. So we should not actually give anything, such kind of things to the infant, which creates a problem. And one
and
more thing, children. Tell me, Shriyansh.
because in college, everybody will tell this one. College time, I used to drink more coffee and tea, ma'am, because that time we have like study pressure, ma'am. It is like our what will tell, ma'am, like used, ma'am. We are used every day, every night when we are studying. I'm feeling sleepy. I'll drink coffee. It will be
See,
done.
this is actually the illusion.
Yes,
It is
ma'am.
not like, I will not feel sleepy. If whenever you want to sleep, you will be sleeping. No one is going to stop you in any case. But it is like, the brain work which makes you to, okay, go and make the tea. Okay, go and make the tea and drink. So it's like that. And then, you might have heard one more thing, like earlier when 1 year age or like few months baby were there, they used to get, salt. The mother used to give salt, sugar, everything. My kids are now, I think, almost going to be 2 years. From the day one till now, I did not ask, my in-laws also, my parents also to give them the sugar. Do you know the reason why? Why the doctors are now saying no? Earlier, the doctor used to say that you can give them the salt, sugar at one age. But now, till the 2 years of age, the doctors are saying clearly that we should not give sugar to the children. The reason is because nowadays the body of us is like, in such a way that when we grow up, the problem of the diabetes, the problem of the depression, the problem of, all these things will come so soon. That is why if you avoid the sugar in your early age, it does not create this kind of the problem. Understood. That is the reason that, doctors are now asking not to give it. But what happened at our home, you know, they will be saying, the doctors are not aware of anything. Why you're worrying? Give it. Correct? Sometimes it happens, they will be saying, doctors don't know anything. We know everything. So why you're worrying? Give it. Right? But sometimes we have to listen to the doctors also. If they are saying something, that is like for the benefit of us. And moreover, they are actually, treating so many children, right? And after treating so many children, they are getting to know all these problems, and they are, passing it to the others also, that you should not do like that. But in the home, what is happening? They might be actually meeting one person, two-person, three-person, not more than that, right? And on the basis of that, they are deciding the thing. So we should always discuss with the doctors also what we should eat, what we should drink, what should be the diet for us, so that easily our body can, adapt it to it, right? So remaining chapter we will be discussing in the next class about the parts of the plant, about which part we are eating for the which fruits and the vegetables. Then we will be starting with the sources of food, which will be including a lot of carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, balanced diet, all those things. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children, then. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.